Sup guys, Mooky here, and I'm back with another part of What If Rin Okumura Was in My Hero Academia. This is part 10. In the last part, they began the first event of the sports festival, being the obstacle race, and Ren getting second place, with Izuku getting first, just like before, with now the cavalry battle beginning. Any rate, also, and the last part seemed a little short. It's because I had something to take care of, just like I said before. And the reason being is, well, this is the remaining part of that script. Well, with that said, let's get into this. As both Izuku and Ren keep on trying to get teammates, they soon, just gave up as both their heads are down, saying, "So you failed too?" And saying, "Yeah, you." Sure, you have a lot of points, but if we can keep you safe and keep the headband from others, it means we get first place automatically. You have to think that's awesome. You would think people would think that'd be awesome. As Izuku saying, it is, but that also make us the biggest target for everyone else. You really expect anyone else to be part of our team after that? Well, there is also the part about you not using your quirk. Not using it properly, I'd say, and saying, "Well, whose fault is that for not telling me earlier?" And saying, "I thought you would figure it out. You're smarter than me, for crying out loud, dumbass." As Izuku retorts saying, "Who are you calling dumbass, dumbass?" As saying, "You." As for somebody who's a huge quirk nerd, is saying, "Well, you, for somebody who's supposed to be my friend, you would at least help me out more." As both of them began growling at each other. As soon after, Ochako is just standing right behind them, as saying, "I can come back another time if you want," as they both realize saying, "Uraka," as they both began falling, with Uraka coming up to help both of them up. As she asks, "So, you two are putting on the same team?" As Izuku saying, "Yeah, we're looking for another. We need at least 2 more members," as Ochako volunteered to be part of their team. As Ren saying, "You're a lifesaver, Uraka. You're an angel." As that, she's saying, I just want to help out my friends, especially you, Deku." As Izuku saying, "Thanks, Uraka. That's awesome." As soon after, somebody else shows up, and that being Hatsume, as she also wants to be part of Izuku's team, since all the spotlight would be on him instead of anyone else. So it's only to be expected that she wants to join our team. As Ren was a little skeptical, asking what she could provide for them, especially her quirk, as she's saying that her quirk is Zoom, so it wouldn't be that useful, but her support items would be, as Izuku took a good thoughts, as saying, "Why not?" And since her quirk is Zoom, I figured, as he begins thinking and begins muttering to himself, as soon after Ochako and Hatsume begin thinking, should we stop him? As Rin saying, "Just let him play out for a bit. Just give it a minute or so." As he keeps muttering and muttering until finally he realized that her support items would be good, especially for how their formation of the horse would be. As everyone finally is on their teams, with Izuku being the front of the horse, and Ochako being the back alongside Ren, and Hatsume being on top. After that, the reason being this formation is thanks to Ren, telling Izuku about how to use his quirk to use One for All more properly. He finally awakens full Cal midway throughout the sports festival, as he realized that he can use at least 5% of One for All full Cal pretty easily right now. Through this event, while Ochako would still use her zero gravity quirk to help them out, and alongside, Hatsume's support items, Ren would use his flames to block, would use to block, attack, and support the team. As he can't, even without his sword, he can conjure up fireballs that can help out. And they do burn pretty hot after all, since they are blue flames. So his Inferno quirk acts as not just offense, but also defense as well. So in this way, their team chemistry is a lot more better than it would be in canon. As soon after, they're all ready to go. With, just like before, both Bakugo and Shoto going after Izuku full on. As soon after, they're wondering, why isn't Midoriya the head? That's not like him at all. As he uses One for All Full Cow 5%, which isn't that much, but it's still pretty fast, if anything. So they were surprised to see this. Even Bakugo was a little annoyed seeing this as well, showing that Izuku is a lot more stronger now than he would be. As even Shoto was surprised as well seeing this, believing that he would have the advantage over, Izuku. With them going after them, Ren would use his fireballs to knock them off guard for a bit, to make sure that they keep their distance from them, just for a bit or so. With more people coming after them, Ochako, with Hatsume keep looking around, seeing about who would be after them. With her Zoom quirk, it's a lot more easier to keep enemies at bay for Ren and Ochako to help out. With everything goes on, they still counter some problems, being Kaminari using his electricity to paralyze everybody in the arena, and same goes for Bakugo's persistence as always. So yeah, even with the having a better team, they still encounter the Ida's reciprocal burst. However, Ren kind of figured something like this might happen, so he actually drew his sword, creating a tower of flames all around them before Ida could use his reciprocal burst. As everyone sees the blue tower of fire spinning all around them. While running, Izuku is kind of worried that they may get burned. As Ren says, "It's okay. The blue flames won't burn us. If anything, actually, it won't burn anyone. It's just for decoration, so they think that they will get burned. That's all." As Izuku is impressed, seeing that Ren now has a huge control over his flames now, which is awesome. Soon after, the time runs out, and so it says Izuku's team wins, with second place being Shoto's team, third place being Bakugo's, and fourth place being Shinso's as well. So yeah, all that's still the same as well. As soon after, they prepare for the next event of the sports festival. As just like in canon, both Ojiro and Shota, just like in canon, as they step down from the next event during the sports festival, feeling like they didn't earn their spots, being that they were controlled by Shinso's quirk. Ren thinks that this is ridiculous. Even if they didn't, they lose their chance of getting scouted out by pro agencies. As Ojiro saying, "I appreciate you trying to convince me, Okumura, but this is just something I feel like I can't accept. That's all." As soon after, just like before, the people that take their place being Tetsu and Shirazu. As Ren hears this and thinks, at least Shirazu gets a second chance. And that's all I could ask for. As he thinks this, he soon hears a voice behind him and recognizes it as he says, Ibarra, Shirazu, as he begins starting like crazy, and she begins laughing and saying, you can call me either one. You can call me my family name or by my personal name. As Rin saying, okay, Ibarra, I'm glad to see that you get a second chance in the sports festival. I think you really deserve it. As she's saying, thank you, Rin. But I feel if this was the will of God, then so be it. But I still feel somewhat down taking it without truly earning it in a way. As Rin saying, I see. You and Ojiro both, if I gotta say. After that, Rin began walking with Ibarra as he wanted to know where Izuku was and realized that even Shoto wasn't around. As he told her that he'll be back. As he runs off, he begins thinking that Shoto would probably do something to Izuku or possibly even threaten him even more and tries to find him as soon as possible. Since he did declare war not just on Izuku but also him as well. As he soon turns to a corner, he sees Bakugo as saying, Katsuki, what the hell are you? As he says, shut up, idiot. As saying, what the hell are you? As he begins listening on both Izuku and Shoto's conversation, the same conversation, the reason why he wants to defeat him, as he tells him that Izuku's quirk is similar to that of All Might's, and that he wants to beat him because to prove to his father that he's better than him without his fire. As Rin hears this and understands where Shoto is coming from, but also hates the fact that he's also holding himself back as well for something so trivial to him. As Ren begins getting pissed off, as he tries to go in the alleyway where they're talking, as Bakugo stops him, saying, "What the hell are you doing, Kachan? Let me go!" And saying, "Do you really want to make a scene like this, especially on what they're talking about?" As Ren begins thinking and sighs, as Bakugo's saying, "You want to put the damn nerd in more predicament than he already is? Go ahead, I don't care. But it's going to be more on you two than me." As he lets go, and Ren doesn't go any further. After that, the conversation ends with Ren feeling a lot more frustrated than he has been ever. As soon after, he begins thinking to himself, "I want to take down Todoroki myself, and I hope that I get to fight him. I swear it." As Bakugo's saying, "Get in line. You're gonna have to take a number, Rin." As he's saying, "Same to you, Katsuki, because I don't plan on losing to you either." As the two of them look at each other with dead looks on their eyes, as it almost looks like sparks are flying. Soon after, Izuku came out of the alleyway as Ren sees Izuku, saying, "Hey, Izuku, there you are. Dude, I've been looking for you, man." As he's saying, "Oh, sorry, don't worry about it. There's somebody I want you to meet." As they are heading back to Shirazu, Bakugo was already gone before Izuku realized that he was there. As Ren realized that he left pretty quickly too. Soon after, Ren introduced Ibarra to Izuku, as the two got along pretty well. As Izuku asked, "So, are the two of you as saying, I wouldn't say that," as she's saying, "We're somewhat of a thing, but I am glad I am glad to spend time with somebody as quite energetic and amazing as him, if I do say so. As Izuku saying, she seems like a keeper. Don't try and mess this up, Rin is saying, shut up. You should do the same here if you like Uraka. As saying, wait, what made you think that? I mean, it's kind of obvious, bro. As he begins blushing, as soon after Rin begins laughing. With that, soon after all the matches were now going to begin. As just like in canon, the first match being Izuku versus Shinso, just like before. But the match goes a little bit differently. Izuku still gets mind control, but just like before, the one for all snaps him out of it. But instead of struggling to get Shinso out of the ring, he uses full cow and basically throws him out of the ring with just pretty easy without even trying. As soon after, Izuku wanted to tell him that he understands how he feels, as he doesn't need to use tricks like that to become a hero. As Shinso saying, don't give me that. I don't need your pity, Midoriya. And I still haven't given up on my dream of becoming a hero and getting into the hero course. As he soon leaves, just like before. As for the next match, that's the same as it's been, being Shoto versus Sero. And just like that match still goes Shoto's favor, since he was pissed off after meeting with his father. As for the third match, that one's a little different actually. The third match is, Shirazu versus Rin. As for Kaminari, he'll be facing against Momo instead. For this match, they are introduced by President Mike, as she's saying, I look forward to fighting against you, Ren. Do not hold back against me. As Ren feels kind of nervous fighting against the girl he likes, and that he's worried that his flames might hurt her, since her quirk is completely incompatible against his. As she's saying, don't hold back, please. Treat me like an equal that you would fight against anyone else. Exploit my weaknesses if you need to. As Ren saying, fine, I won't hold back for you. I won't make you feel like you didn't earn this win, or you lost me holding back. As they are soon given the go-ahead to fight. As Ren draws his sword, he creates a giant wave of flames, cutting down her vines in the process. As soon after, as she was about to get hit with the flaming slash, the flames stopped. As she's saying, "Wait, what?" As Ren is rushing at her at full speed, as she tries to grab him with her vines again, as he cuts them down easily, with not even trying. As soon after, he gets close to her, and he points his sword at her face, as the Kurikata blade is close to her, with the blue flames all around the blade, and Ren's flames all around him as well, as he says, surrender, right here, right now, and won't go any further. As she realized that she can't beat Ren like this, and she gives up the match. As soon after, Midnight calls the winner being Ren. As he sheathes his sword, he soon hugs Shirazu, as she's surprised, saying, Ren, what are you? I really did not want to hurt you. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. As saying, I really wanted you to go all out on me. And I understand, but still, can you let go? It's kind of embarrassing right now. I'm feeling like what we're doing is kind of indecent, as soon after he lets go, with him having a huge blushing face, with the two leaving the ring. As for all the other matches, they go somewhat as canon. As for the match between Momo and Kaminari, that match kind of goes, well, Momo's favor actually, since she didn't feel like she was overwhelmed like her match with Tokoyami. She actually won by using, well, Kaminari's weakness, knowing that he would overload his brain after all, and was able to knock him out and into submission without even trying. As for the next match, Kirishima and Tetsu face against each other, with them knocking each other out, causing it to be a draw. And for the last match being Bakugo versus Ochako, she still gave it her all, but still lost, with Bakugo taking the win. As for the second round matches, Izuku versus Shoto, just like in canon. As for that match, that goes actually like canon act as well. Even though Izuku now has full cow and was able to deal way more damage than he normally would in canon, and even limited his own damage as well, he would still get overwhelmed by both, Shoto's ice and his flames being used at the same time, and still get a ring out. With the next match being between Rin and Ida, as the both begin their match now. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to hear them. This video is a lot more, somewhat longer than the last one, because I had to put what I did for that script into this one. So yeah. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. And tell me what you guys think in the comments below. And like and subscribe, which helps out my channel a lot. Alright, this is Mooky, signing out. Later.